What is going on, everyone? My name is Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Matreiuss. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Odin. His name is Count Von Count. The map is Oasis, and we see both players opening up with the standard double Ulfsark. A very, very interesting pick here from Matreiuss. He's decided to go in with the Loki on Oasis. This is absolutely crazy. Why is this absolutely crazy? I would expect to see Uranus here 9 times out of 10 from Count Von Count. I'm surprised to see him not pick Uranus here. Uranus, a lot of people consider Uranus on this map to be somewhat unbeatable. But we haven't seen that here from Count. And we also see Matreiuss. I would expect to see Matreiuss picking Poseidon here most of the time, but I guess that Matreiuss is feeling that the Uranus is going to come and he doesn't want to play an Uranus or Poseidon versus Uranus matchup on Oasis. It can be very difficult to find wins with Poseidon against Uranus here. So he's decided to go in with Loki of all gods. So my guess here is that the thought process from these players, I'll try and figure it out. The thought process from these players was Matreiuss doesn't want to play Poseidon versus Uranus, but he doesn't mind playing Loki versus Uranus. Maybe that's the thought process. Count Von Count, on the other hand, here says, I don't want to play Uranus versus Poseidon for whatever reason. Don't ask me why. I'm not sure why. But I do want to play Odin versus Poseidon. So he's going to be happy playing Odin here against Poseidon. He's not ready to play against the Loki, though. So he wasn't prepared for this. So this is going to be a completely fresh mindset, probably for both players. I think both players would be a little bit caught off guard with these god picks, which I love to see. This is going to be a very, very interesting game. So relics have been uncovered. Both players have scouted very, very heavily to start this game. Shingles of Steel here, plus 200% house hit points. And we also have at the top of the map, the Scarab Pendant with the extra 100% bonus damage versus buildings. Now, at the end of the scouting here, we see that Count Von Count has found himself 10 goats. Matreiuss, on the other hand, has found himself 8 goats. So Count Von Count gets the win there in the early stage of the game. Both players are going to be advancing relatively late here because they went for a second Ulfsark to start the game off. We see Count Von Count actually having a little bit of idle time in his town center. Big mistake there from Count at the start of this game. Not sure exactly what happened there. Maybe he felt like he had auto queue on or something. As the temple is going to be coming down for Count. We see the dwarves coming out, the ox carts coming out as well here for Matreiuss. With 4 zebra, I'm trying to remember, but I do recall 4 zebra being, or 800 food being more than enough for a Norse player to get themselves a decent advance time with 2 Ulfsark, and we do indeed see that. It's got 7 Gatherer, 11 Gatherer, 3 Dwarfs. So a faster advance time than I actually would have expected to see here from Matreiuss. I would have actually expected to see a 4th Dwarf coming up, but he does have a slightly exposed gold mine. As we see Freya coming through for Count Von Count. The game plan here for Count Von Count is simple. It's very simple. He needs to make enough units out to be able to defend this hunt, eat all of this hunt early, and then just simply move back into his base and try and get to the heroic age so that he can get himself Frost, so that he can secure this gold mine, potentially secure this town center, and he's going to be wanting to find himself a mythic age here through Ragnarok to win this game. Now, Matreiuss, on the other hand, there are many different power spikes in this matchup for Loki, especially Loki going through Forseti. So if he's aware of them, he will be in a good position. And alternatively, he can also play around the idea that if Count Von Count plays really defensively, Matreiuss can go for things like mass towers on gold mines, mass hill forts, and try and defend mass throw and axemen, all the good stuff. as a wooden wall does get spotted over there, getting built, and Count Von Count is still eating the Zebra in his main base from the early stages of the game, as we do see the longhouses coming up. I like the longhouses in the main base, but I think that longhouses nice and close to this hunt wouldn't be a bad idea either. Meanwhile, we do see the villagers. They're already over onto this food. Count's not going to be able to pressure that here in this game, so he has to just simply say, Matreiuss, those are yours. As Count does move forward, he gets spotted here, and he will have to get pushed back as the units are going to be attempting. I mean, it's a fair fight. The Valkyrie is a better unit to have in this fight, as the Valkyrie does simply just move past. We will be seeing the Ulfsark getting taken down there, as Count is going to be retreating back after all is said and done. So he gets one kill. The Valkyrie coming through. The Herso is already in onto this position, so Count will have to retreat away. One of the big advantages that Odin has, I mean, so too does Matreiuss have this advantage having gone through Forseti, is that he can heal his units back up. So sniping one unit and getting back is a good idea. As now the units moving across, we do see Ulfsark coming out for Count early. I don't mind this, but he does need to remember throwing Axeman here. Vitally important. And the big thing is that Matreiuss here will not be able to win an army in one position early in this game, because he's going to be going for what seems to be early Hall of Thanes. So there is no potential really here for Matreiuss to push off of this hunt, so long as Count plays this one correctly. As the trolls coming through, we do see one Herso getting sniped down. There's more than enough units here for Count to defend. He's currently got some idle units here. The Herso does manage to get onto that troll, though, on the back, as this longhouse trying to come up for Count. We will be seeing the Herso still getting chased down, can run straight through that gate over here and be very, very safe, as Matreiuss does simply just decide to retreat back. It's now 50 population to 52 population here, as more units piling in to this location. The Valkyrie still getting chased around by the Herso, soon to be Hall of Thanes Herso with 5.72 speed. The Valkyrie coming in over here, going to be looking for a potential forest fire on this position. The villagers simply just going to be retreating away, and now the Herso are fast enough to catch up to the Valkyrie, and that Valkyrie is basically going to need to retreat back home. Villagers are happily eating up these giraffe here. I hate this house on this position. Just build the houses in your main base. Don't give the Loki player any extra favor than they need. This longhouse on this position as well is 4.32 favor for his opponent. 4.32 favor, 2.16 favor for both of those buildings is a really big deal. A really big deal there, as Count now pushing forward. He's going to be looking to get some pressure onto the Loki here. This is a very, very risky move here, because at this point now, Matreiuss has got himself Hall of Thanes, which means, yeah, you've got Throw and Axeman, but they don't beat Hall of Thanes Herso out in the open. They only beat Hall of Thanes Herso if the Throw and Axeman can sit at the back behind units and be in a good position. But he does manage to pick off a villager here. We do see a whole bunch of Herso now coming through, and Count Von Count might need to just retreat back now. He pushed off the berries. Got to be happy with that. Matreiuss has not really taken the fight there. There's a slight population advantage here in this position here as well. Slight population advantage here for Count Von Count. But honestly, Matreiuss, he's got Herso. So Herso, at every single point, you have to look at Herso and realize if they fight, that's an extra 5 population, 10 population. So at any point here, Matreiuss is actually fine. And now we see the Matreiuss Herso swinging around the back. This is exactly what I was saying was going to happen, is the Throw and Axeman here out in the open, very risky, as Matreiuss tries to get a surround there. Count does micro a little bit. Matreiuss decides not to engage, even though he's got 2 trolls here. And he's just going to be biding his time. He's waiting on the hammer trolls to come through here to help him out. He does have the healing spring as well, which is going to be helping his units out, as the dwarves going to get pulled back for the time being. Count Von Count still trying to put pressure in onto this location, as the trolls get a couple of throws off there. Count is starting to pull in front in the population by quite a considerable margin here, as Matreiuss pulls back. Watchtowers are up. Count von Count retreating back. He has almost finished up on that hunt there. Villagers are onto the herdables in his main base, but still has not gotten himself husbandry here, which is a big mistake. Now he's grabbing it though, so no problems. He does have chickens here. I wouldn't mind seeing the chickens actually getting eaten as the Hersa are now starting to move forward with the towers up. Count von Count not really going to be able to find a whole lot of damage here as the Hersa are going to be able to start taking those houses out that are in the middle of the map. Build your houses, hit the main base. We do see a hammered troll spawn there, as Matreiuss is going to be happy about that one, in all honesty. Generally speaking, the hammered troll not the most, of the troll not the best spawn for a classical age Loki player. But when you have hammer troll, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's going to be a big help in the fights. As the villagers here, they have been spotted. Matreiuss didn't even use spy on this. He spots those villagers. Those villagers should have been heading back home to eat the chickens. He was going up to eat the monkeys, however, it seems, as every little bit of food here, I guess, does matter quite a bit for Count, as he has been aggressive. He has got the map control, so he wants that as best as he possibly can. As now Matreiuss running around with those Ursa, getting some good damage done over here as the army catches up. Matreiuss will be retreating away. As we see the units moving in onto this position here, going to be still looking for some raids. Count von Count, he does have the right amount of resources here to get to the next age. Eating up these monkeys over here. Does he have an armory coming up anywhere? I don't see the armory just yet. One stray Hersa does get sniped down there. Almost gets picked off, but will be kept alive for a little bit longer here, as the dwarves just about finishing up on the gold mine in both sides of the map there, as the villagers popping out over onto the chicken, as there are still quite a bit of monkeys left over here. The walls are coming up, almost finished on that position, as Matreiuss going to be pulling away here, and Count von Count, all he needs is this armory. He will be able to get a very, very clean heroic age here. He will be able to move out onto this position, be very, very safe, and start thinking about going to the mythic age. The problem for Count von Count here is that he does not have the food to get a clean mythic age here. He's going to have to buy the mythic age, and he doesn't have that many dwarves here in this game. Matreiuss, on the other hand here, though, Matreiuss doesn't have enough food to get to the heroic age himself. So this is a huge, huge advantage for Matreiuss in this game. Oh, sorry, for Count von Count in this game. Though we do see a nice raid coming through, almost sniping a villager. Does manage to pick off one, as Matreiuss will be pulling back, still keeping all of his Hersa alive. One does fall there to the town center fire, as Count von Count's armory is up. He will be able to advance to the next age. He will also be able to get himself things like copper mail. He's got himself the upgrades already. We do see a Hersa, Einhjar spawn there that the Hersa will be able to snipe down immediately, as Count von Count's Skadi has been clicked up. The units trying to get the longhouses up here. Look at the army which Matreiuss has created. This is scary for Count von Count. Troll throwing axemen is next to impossible to be beaten by a Norse player without trolls. Even frost giants don't really win in these fights. The disadvantage of this army that Matreiuss has created is it's very, very slow. As more of those houses of Count von Count getting taken down, he's going to throw them up onto this location. Now, there is frost here, and I think that the best play here for Count von Count is going to be to use frost on these units here to get onto the hammer trolls and then try and rush Mythic Age straight after. So win this fight hard with frost and then go to the Mythic Age. We'll see what's going to happen. What the decision is going to be here is the dwarves getting pushed back, as the dwarves retreating away from this location here, not able to grab that gold mine. There is going to be I almost guarantee you there's a gold mine over here. You just know. You just know there's a gold mine there. You just have to know. In the deepest parts of your soul, you just have to know that there's a gold mine there. As the heroic age does pop here for Count von Count, dropping the market down. The villagers moving over onto this wood line here. Count's got the gold at the top corner here getting grabbed. He's got the food actually to hit the Mythic Age. So we will be going for a one town center all in with this Ragnarok coming through. He's got himself 40 villagers here with that final villager coming in. All of his houses getting taken down. Again, just a little bit more safely building those houses. He'd probably be in a better position. The troll is out here. Count von Count should feel more than comfortable here freezing this army if he so chooses before the flaming weapons comes in. Shouldn't be a problem here. Should feel more than comfortable with having access to Balder in this position as the units retreating back. So many villages right now on the gold over here. The Raven just floating on that position there. And Matreiuss here trying to push into the main base. The town center will be able to push those trolls away. More houses getting taken down as we see another temple coming up in preparation here for his home temple to get taken down. More houses coming up here for Count von Count. He gets himself the watchtowers over here. He doesn't really have any defenses for his watchtowers with the houses on this position. Matreiuss is going to continue to put pressure on here. He knows that the most important thing here for him is going to be to force the Ragnarok out. At this point, Count von Count does not have any upgrades on his Thrown Axeman. He needs to get himself the upgrades to come through very, very shortly. The trolls pushing in onto this position as well as the Hersir trying to break through onto those hammer trolls, not quite able to get there. More units getting taken down. Count von Count yet again losing houses, needs to put another house back down onto this position, not able to do so just yet. We will be seeing a town center coming down onto that location as Count von Count pushing forward here. We do see the house coming up yet again in the weirdest position you'll ever see. There's the heroic age there for Matreiuss is going to start having battle boars on this position as Count retreating back into his main base. He will just about have himself Ragnarok in this fight, but he needs to get production of units out here. Whether the answer is to get a handful of fire giants out straight away or not, as we do see the Hersir able to dive through the tower, getting onto those hammer trolls. Count von Count also here, he doesn't 100% need to click. He doesn't 100% need to click himself flaming weapons here. Oh, not flaming weapons, Ragnarok here. There is no need to click that one straight away as we do see some raids coming through, and we do indeed see the Ragnarok coming in for Count von Count as the army of Matreiuss is simply put just going to be retreating back home. We see the raiding cavalry coming into this position. That town center over there right now going up as Count could potentially stop that one. The Rag heroes pushing through over here. They do see the wooden wall. There is a battle boar over here that's going to be causing some pressure onto this position as, Count could see that and just immediately take that one down. The trolls coming through, we do indeed see that is exactly what's going to be happening here as the Rag heroes pushing through onto this location over here. Matreiuss getting himself fortified town centers. Masons coming through. He's got himself how many military buildings? Not so many. He's going to be dropping a couple of longhouses over onto that position over here as well. There's gold kind of everywhere on this top side here for Matreiuss. His home gold mine is just about to be expired here as the trolls on this location all get sniped down for very, very little value. Nice play there for Count von Count. Count's also going to be getting himself a town center here. He doesn't really have anything to fall back on though. He's got very, very little resource. I'm not sure I like that town center. I much would have preferred to see him go all in here and just get himself out of Fire Giant instead with that 300 gold. As the Rag heroes pushing in onto this position, trying to break the town, or trying to break the gold mine here, as the units coming through are going to break down the longhouse. Now, Matreiuss still has frost. Count von Count still has frost. Matreiuss still has flaming weapons. So the question here is, does Count von Count freeze the army of Matreiuss and try and win that way? Or does he hold it for the flaming weapons? Because Matreiuss doesn't need to use flaming weapons here in this position. In fact, using flaming weapons is a big mistake. As the Rag heroes, the Hersir pushing in over here. We do see the Fire Giant coming through onto this position to try and push off of that gold mine. We see the Thrown Axemen have managed to pick off a ton of Rag heroes over there as well. 150 population remaining for Count von Count. Matreiuss is at 105 population here as well. As the units coming in onto this location, the dwarves pulling back into the town center over there. You do also have to remember that there is a potential for a market to come through here for Matreiuss, as Matreiuss has got all his villages on wood here. He can sell resources for just a little bit, as the Throwing Axemen are going to be retreating into the corner of the map here, trying to retreat back home to keep his Throwing Axemen alive. There is still this beautiful, beautiful Fire Giant here. How are the armory upgrades? We do have copper mail here for Matreiuss, as the Fire Giant coming in onto this position to push these units back. Another town center is actually up here for Count as well. I'm not sure how he expects to utilize that after all is said and done, as the Fire Giant here, the most important thing he can use this Fire Giant for is taking those Throwing Axemen out, as the Fire Giant getting surrounded here. Still no frost being dropped down, as the army is getting some good trades here. The Fire Giant goes down as well. I think it was a mistake there for Count to not use frost on that location. He could have killed off all of the units and put Matreiuss into a position where using flaming weapons doesn't matter. But he's been taken back. He's now at 97 of 145 population. We see a Valkyrie spawn, not going to be the most important of spawns there. As the town center is up, we see dwarves coming out, villagers coming out, farms coming down here for Count Von Count as well, as he's going to slowly start getting himself some resources here. Matreiuss has been pushed back into his home base. We see the market is already up, and if you take a look over into the bottom of the screen here, the trading has already started here for Matreiuss, as he's getting 100, he's getting every 100 wood, he's getting 50 gold for. So if you think about it here, if he's got this many villagers on wood, 25 on wood, that is actually equal to, at this point, to about having, I don't know, 12 villagers on gold or something like that. So he's still got a decent amount of gold income coming through, whereas Count Von Count is on 8 villagers. So Matreiuss is going to be able to really catch up here in this game. Now, it's not quite over, but for Count, he's still got all of these units here. You have to remember these units are huge. 3 town centers versus 2 town centers. Matreiuss has got actually 8 dwarves here idle at this moment, getting himself some ox carts out, as Matreiuss is ready to start thinking about pushing through to grab this location, as Count is still holding on to Frost here. I still wouldn't mind seeing a Frost on this position here to surround the units, take out an entire army of Matreiuss here, because that's what Frost does. Even if the units still live for a little bit longer. We do see the dwarves coming onto this gold mine, using Frost here to hit the gold villages as well. Wouldn't be a bad idea, as the army comes through, pushing these units back away from the gold mine. We do see Matreiuss splitting his army up nicely here to try and avoid the predicament that I was talking about, staying nicely away from the gold mine as the units pushing through here. Matreiuss able to win this fight really handedly here as the army comes through, and Matreiuss, now we see the Frost coming through, hitting every single one of the units, hits a couple of the dwarves as well on this location here, as the heroes of Ragnarok are going to come over here and actually focus down the dwarves on this position. But now Matreiuss, he's 140 or 140 population. The units, the Frost was too late here, honestly, from Count Von Count. The Frost was too late on this position, and Matreiuss is full population. He's got flaming weapons to boot. Counts at 78 population, 16 villages. Got a long, long way to catch up as the ox cart gets taken down on that position there. We do see the units trying to push in, trying to distract, as Matreiuss is doing a really great idea here in this game. The heavy throw and axeman here trying to get taken out. Count's going to have to retreat back, in all honesty here. He's actually only got 6 seconds to pull away here as he's trying to, but Matreiuss' army pops out. Matreiuss has got the flaming weapons remaining, and in fact, Matreiuss does not even need to use that here. He can save it for a little bit, and now Matreiuss is just simply going to start wandering over to this position. He doesn't even need the gold anymore. If he loses all these dwarves, it's not the worst of a problem there for Matreiuss. He's got so many resources. In fact, Matreiuss might be able to get to the mythic age here and have a field day with a Nidhogg in this game, as Count Von Count, 100 favor, 23 villages, plow coming through, villagers on wood over here. He isn't able to spam those dwarves out as fast as he might like here as well. We will be seeing the Hearts are able to take this location down. Flaming weapons getting dropped here to take the town center down. This isn't the worst thing here, but on this position here, we do see the army trying to push through, trying to deal with these throw and axemen, but 9.9 damage throw and axemen is, plus the bonus damage, might be enough to take all of those heroes of Ragnarok out. Not only that, Matreiuss is going to be pumping more units out with the defender's advantage here, and also the economy that he's got, as the throw and axemen of Count Von Count here seemingly getting destroyed. Hersa coming in here to clean the rest of these throwing axemen out as well, as Matreiuss manages to defend the Ragnarok, take the town center back for himself, and in that moment, Count Von Count does tap out here. GG. Well played by Matreiuss. A solid defense here. Count Von Count just could not quite work out how to get max value out of his Frost. The point here, I think, is for Count to take away. The big lesson to learn from this game with this Ragnarok against Loki is that Frost, if you use Frost and you just take out the army, if you use Frost on villages and the army on this gold, or just push off the gold mine, use Frost, you're going to be able to take that army out. And then there's not going to be an army to use flaming weapons for. You don't have to worry about it. That's actually the game plan here for this matchup, because the resources of Loki, they're not going to be that big. He's not going to be able to repopulate an entire army and be able to beat Ragnarok after that. It's just not going to happen. But Capcom held the frost for so long trying to make sure that flaming weapons wouldn't be used in this game, and he just wasn't able to win with his Ragnarok. I mean, the other option here, in all honesty, thank you for the 5 months, Spartan James. Appreciate you, my friend. The other option here for Count Von Count would have been to not cast Ragnarok here. He could have traded. And what does this do? Think about this. He could have traded wood for gold in his market, kept trading, probably won that fight against the trolls as he was slowly able to beat that back, just keep building units. Then click Ragnarok. Once the selling of wood is not worth that much. And then once Matreiuss gets pushed off the gold mine, he can't actually use the trade anymore. So another big thing to be aware of when you go for these one town center Ragnaroks is try and utilize the value of the market to take that away from their opponent. Just as an idea. Anyways, GG for Matreiuss, wins the series 2-0. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.